What's going on, everybody, and welcome to Friday, November 12th, 2021. We're here for another episode of the Casual Fan Podcast, the hardest working, most accurate, most entertaining sports gambling podcast on the entire internet. My name is Pat Stothers, your host and commentator, and in this episode, we are going to discuss all the wins we had from last video. If you were following along, I gave you a 3-team parlay on Wednesday, went 3 for 3 on Wednesday. They all hit. You tripled your money. We're all feeling good. We're going to continue that roll going into Friday and Saturday. I'm going to give you odds, trends, predictions for every single game of this weekend, except for Sunday, because no one bets on Sundays. Just kidding. Literally everybody that watches football. So without further ado, let's get into it. Before we get started, like and subscribe and tell all your friends. Do it right now. Share it. Do whatever you have to do on the internet to make this thing blow up. Thank you. Cheers. We're trying to blow this thing up. So what's happening around the league? Canes, Florida, Blues, Oilers, they're all leading their divisions. The Seattle Kraken are in dead last in their division, just as I predicted. The thing about the Seattle Kraken is everybody caught on to what George McPhee was doing with the Vegas Golden Knights. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Nobody's getting fooled again by this expansion draft rules, and the Seattle Kraken suffered for it. This team is basically a bunch of scraps. Sure, they'll be competitive and there'll be a bunch of guys who want to play against their old teams, but they're not going to be as good as the Vegas Golden Knights. But maybe in a few years, because the Golden Knights traded all of their first picks away. Hockey fans, have you ever heard the name Troy Terry? Neither have I, and I'm a big hockey guy. Who is he, you ask? He's the Anaheim Ducks' 5th round pick, 148th overall. And right now, he's currently 4th in the league in points. 11 goals and 8 assists in 14 games played for the Anaheim Ducks. How is Troy Terry doing this? What some would call a fringe NHL player? He's playing with Ryan Getzlaf and Adam Henrique. Getzlaf is notoriously one of the greatest passers to ever play the game, and apparently Henrique is no slouch either. Whatever's going on with this line, it's working, and Troy Terry is actually now Troy Very Good. Fantasy owners, pay attention. This guy might be putting up big points this year. Now, with all that out of the way, I'm going to give you trends, odds, predictions for the games I'm going to play on Friday and Saturday. I'm not going to give you every single game because that's kind of ridiculous. But for now, we're getting into real hardcore facts, science, math, trends. This is just probability, people, and it takes a big brain to figure it out. So this is it for Friday and Saturday night. Let's go! There are 5 games on Friday night, and these are the ones that I'm interested in playing. The Edmonton Oilers are minus 175 favorites over the Buffalo Sabres, who are plus 150 underdogs. 73% of the money is on the Edmonton Oilers. There's a lot of hype around the Oilers right now. They had a good start. People are going to start to believe in them, and that's where you can start to make your money, because the Sabres are a team who have been the punching bag of the league for like a decade, much like the Oilers used to be. And I think the Sabres are going to come out flying and shut this team up. I really do think the Sabres are going to beat the Edmonton Oilers in this game, especially because of this terrifying stat. The underdog is 7-1 in the last 8 meetings between these teams. The Oilers are 2-6 in the last 8 meetings, and the Sabres are 6-1 in their last 7 games as a home underdog. I'm not saying they're definitely going to do it. I'm just saying they could win, and it's good value at plus 150. I like the Sabres to beat the Oilers. Fuck the Oilers. Sorry, I'm supposed to stay unbiased here. Next game, the Calgary Flames are plus 165 underdogs to the Toronto Maple Leafs, minus 185 favorites. 64% of the money is on the Leafs. The Flames are 4-0 in their last 4 games as an underdog. 4-0 in their last 4 games on 0 days rest. 5-1 in their last 6 road games. And the road team is 8-2 in the last 10 meetings between these teams. However, the favorite is 9-19 in the last 28. And the Leafs are 6-1 in the last 7 overall. For all the criticism they receive, the Toronto Maple Leafs have actually been playing pretty well overall this season. However, 185 as a favorite is a lot for that team that's, they don't show up sometimes. So let's go with the Flames in this one as a value bet. That's back-to-back underdogs for you guys. Playing with fire, playing with the Flames. Go with the Flames. They're probably going to beat the Leafs, I think. My brain and my gut have aligned, and that's what I think. Next game, the Philadelphia Flyers. They are plus 160 underdogs to the Carolina Hurricanes, who rarely lose. They are minus 179 favorites. 75% of the money is on the Hurricanes. I wouldn't pick the Flyers. They don't look so good right now. They can't score, and they get scored on. That's not a good way to win games. The Canes, on the other hand, are on absolute fire. I've done my research. Turns out they've only lost once. Give me the Canes in that one. Next game, the Washington Capitals, minus 135 favorites against the Columbus Blue Jackets, plus 115 underdogs. 53% of the money is not on the Blue Jackets. It's on the Washington Capitals. Blue Jackets just beat the Avalanche, but the Avalanche I don't know what's going on with them. They're not very good right now. The Capitals are 1-4 in the last 5 meetings between these teams, and the underdog is 10-3 in the last 13. But the Capitals are 8-2 in the last 10 games on 0 days rest, and they're 26-8 in their last 34 games as a favorite. They're also 49-17 in their last 66 Friday games. Blue Jackets have a winning record right now. It's going to be closer than you think. I would probably stay away from this game. And the last game of Friday night, the stinky Arizona Coyotes, basement dwellers, the worst team in the league, the new Buffalo Sabres, everybody's punching bag. This team sucks. They traded away any talent they had, and they're going nowhere. The Arizona Coyotes are the bum franchise of 2021-22 NHL season. They're playing the Blackhawks. 70% of the money is on the Hawks. They're minus 218 favorites, and it's pretty much a swish, slam dunk, guaranteed bet. The Hawks are going to beat the Coyotes. Take the puck line if you're ballsy, and if you're not, stay away from it. Now, on Saturday, I'm only going to play a couple of games. I'm not going to give you every game on the slate. The first game is at 1 p.m., and as a general rule, I hate 1 p.m. games. I don't think players wake up early enough. It throws off their whole schedule. Hockey players are creatures of habit. You can't just have them waking up in the middle of the afternoon to play a hockey game. That said, the first game at 1 p.m. is the Boston Bruins. They're minus 149 favorites over the New Jersey Devils, plus 130 underdogs. The Bruins are 2-5 in the last 7 meetings between these teams, and they're 1-6 in their last 7 games on the road. If you like value, take New Jersey. If you like a team you can believe in, take the Boston Bruins. I really like watching this team. When I place money on them, it feels like they know and actively try to win on my behalf. And I support teams like that. At 7 p.m., you got the Rangers, minus 120 favorites over the Columbus Blue Jackets, plus 100 underdogs. This game's a toss-up, don't play it. Next game, LA Kings, plus 150 underdogs to the Winnipeg Jets, minus 169 favorites. I think the Kings are sneaky good. Anze Kopitar has still been putting up points. Alex Iafallo has been good. They still have the core of what could be a very competitive team if they get their young guys to step up and play. The Jets have Kyle Connor. He's been on fire, but the rest of the team, Let's look at the trends. Kings are 7-0 in their last 7 overall. They're 6-0 in their last 6 after allowing 2 goals or fewer in the previous game. And they're 4-0 in their last 4 against a team with a winning record. However, they're 1-6 in their last 7 against the Western Conference and 1-6 in their last 7 against the Central Division. The Kings are also 4-11 in the last 15 meetings in Winnipeg. For all of those reasons, I'm gonna go with the Kings. I like the Kings. That's a good value bet, plus 150. Next game, I'm gonna play the Toronto Maple Leafs against the Buffalo Sabres, a classic matchup between 2 absolute Goliaths in the league. The Maple Leafs are 4-0 in their last 4 against the Eastern Conference. They're 6-1 in their last 7 overall. They're 10-2 on their last 12 Saturday games. And the Sabres are 1-5 in their last 6 Saturday games. The favorite is also 38-18 in the last 56 meetings. But here's some spooky stats. The Leafs are 15-37-2 in the last 54 meetings in Buffalo. That's not a very good record. They're also 2-5 in the last 7 on the 4th game of a 4-6 situation. Take that for what you will. I think the Leafs are going to win this game. I'm going to include them in a parlay. Not playing the Habs in Detroit, not playing the Pens and the Sens. The Blues in Carolina. That is a great matchup. That's the game I want to watch. Blues are 5-1 in the last 6 meetings, but the home team is 4-0 in the last 4. But the Blues in Carolina is 4-1 in the last 5. The Canes are 10-1. Can't argue with that. You have the top team in the Metro and the top team in the Central playing each other. I'm going to stay away, but it's probably going to be a good game, and I want to see who wins. My gut says under. My brain says over. Panthers and Tampa. Battle of Florida, always a good one. Especially now that both teams are really good. Florida is plus 105 underdogs to the Lightning's minus 125 favorite. Panthers are 0-4 in their last 4 road games. They're 8-20 in the last 28 meetings in Tampa Bay. The favorite is 21-7 in the last 28 meetings. The over is 18-8-1 in the last 27 meetings, and it's 22-8 in the last 30 meetings in Tampa. Tampa usually wins this matchup, but the way the Panthers have been playing, I don't know. They've kind of slipped a couple times, so I do think Tampa will establish themselves. I'm going to take them to win. I'm also going to take the over in this game, and that might be a nice little parlay to play for 2 powerhouse teams in Florida. Yotes and Nashville, gotta go with Nashville until the Yotes prove they can win a game. Philly and Stars, I'm staying away. Sharks and Avalanche, I'm staying away. Knights and Canucks, I'm staying away. And I am gonna pick the Minnesota Wild against the Seattle Kraken because in my opinion, the Seattle Kraken are a bum franchise filled with a bunch of bums and they don't deserve to be in the league. And I hope they suck for a decade because I'm tired of seeing new franchises win ahead of the Toronto Maple Leafs who haven't won anything in like 100 years. So for my picks, when I win, you win. When you lose, I lose. The bets I'm going to make for Friday night, the Edmonton Oilers, the Carolina Hurricanes, and the Chicago Blackhawks to win their games. That's a 3-team parlay. I'm also going to take Calgary at plus 165 because I'm a Benedict Arnold and I don't give a fuck. Now on Saturday, underdog New Jersey Devils on its own, plus 130 value. Underdog Los Angeles Kings, plus 150 value on its own. And why not the Columbus Blue Jackets, plus 100 underdog on its own. And if you're feeling ballsy, do an underdog parlay of those three teams. Maybe you'll be lucky and win a bunch of money. Or maybe not, and you'll curse my grave. On Saturday night, the Leafs beat the Buffalo Sabres. I don't care about their terrible record in Buffalo. They're gonna win that game. And the confidence with which I'm saying it tells you that they're probably not gonna win it. And I like Tampa, and I like the over in that game. And then because I'm probably gonna want a little late night action as well, let's go with the Avalanche, the Golden Knights, and the Minnesota Wild to win the late window games. And that's it. That's all I'm doing this weekend for bets. Sprinkle a little action there, sprinkle a little action there, and before you know it, you'll be drowning in cash. Thank you to everyone who's watching and continues to watch. Be sure to check out all of our football videos, our hockey videos. We'll try and do other sports as well. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Tell all your friends. We're trying to grow this thing. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Thank you. Like and subscribe. Thank you. See you next time. Like and subscribe.